and as promised I'm going to be doing a beginner's session now. So just come with me, hope we're all well, and standing now behind your mat, so stand as tall as you can, really lengthening your spine. Just pull your shoulders back and down. Let's just release the shoulders, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. So just preparing the body, preparing the mind. Imagine you're being stretched to the ceiling, so you're already standing a couple of inches taller. Your feet are about hip width distance apart, and you're breathing in. Now next time you breathe out, gently pull in your transversus abdominis. So visualise that belt inside of you and pull it in gently. It's got 10 notches on the belt, so can you hold it in that third notch? So constantly contracting, breathing in, and as you breathe out, also start lifting up your pelvic floor muscles, that feeling like you're stopping yourself passing water, that feeling. Let's do a couple more shoulder rolls, just releasing down, lengthening your neck, breathing in and out. One more shoulder roll, and then we'll roll down. So drop your head, let your arms hang, roll down your spine. So you're drawing a line down your body with your chin, you're not holding your head up. You're going to find where your stretch is. Now when you can't go any further, take a breath in, and then come back up and restack your spine. Coming back up, bone by bone. Bring your head up last, slide those shoulders down. Okay, we'll do one more roll down. So just getting down to the ground, you can do more if you want to. So rolling the spine down, coming down slowly, gently. And then from here, walk your hands forwards, bend your knees, come onto the mat and just rest back for a moment in the child's pose. So while you're resting back, get that feeling like you're pulling your abdominals now off your thighs, so that there's that bit of space there, and also that you're lifting your pelvic floor. Breathe into your back and out. Breathe into your back and sides. And then you're going to sit up for me, bring your legs round to the front. Okay, so what I want you to do is come down onto your backs, please, with your knees bent. So lying down with your knees bent, with your arms just resting at your sides for the moment. I want you to imagine a massive bowl of water on your front, and I want you to tip that water across your chest. So you've lifted, your pelvis is going towards you, then let the pelvis go the other way and the water's spilling through your legs. So rock that pelvis up and down, that bowl of water, and then come to your halfway point. Halfway is where that bowl of water is still and where you can feel you've got that natural curve in your lower back. So you're not jamming your spine into the mat, you're not tucking your pelvis. Interlace your fingers, put your hands behind your head and neck. Okay, so what we're going to do is a Pilates curl. I want you to take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, pull in that belt inside of you, lift your head, don't drop your chin to your chest, but do not move that bowl of water. Can you keep that bowl of water still? Take a breath in and then breathe out, float down. So beginners, I want you to see now if you can float your right leg off the floor, lifting up, breathing out without moving your lower back. Take a breath in and breathe out, float down. Try the other leg. A way that you can feel that nothing's happening, if you can put your hand underneath your lower back, put your hand underneath your lower back as you lift your leg, and then breathe out as you lift your head and chest. So when you lift your head and chest, you're not jamming your spine into your hand. Take a breath in and then breathe out as you lower. Take your hand away, both hands behind your head. So option to keep both feet down, breathing out as we lift. Take a breath in, breathe out as you lower. Or have one leg lifted, breathing out as you lift. Take a breath in, breathe out as you lower. Change legs. So your shin is parallel to the ceiling, your knee is above your hip, and you're breathing out as you lift. Take a breath in, breathe out as you float down. Keep your chin off your chest. Let's do 4 more, make it even. So right leg is lifted if you've got right leg off the ground. You're breathing out as you lift. Lower back hasn't moved. Take a breath in. Breathe out, float down, other side. So other leg is lifted, shin is parallel, breathing out to lift, take a breath in, breathe out, float down. Keep those deep abdominals connected, so your transversus abdominis is working as you lift your head. You're breathing out, you'll take a breath into your sides and back, and then you'll breathe out, float down. Finish off, left leg off the ground if you can, if not keep both feet down, and then lift up, breath out, take a breath in, breathe out, float down. Well done. Hug your knees into your chest, gently massage your back so you're rocking from side to side. And now we're going to do our shoulder bridge from strength. So just now that was strength. Now we're going to go into more mobility and also work in the back of your legs. Can you bring your heels a bit closer to your sit bones if your knees are okay? Not so close, just a little bit closer. Your chin, drop your chin down so you've got some length in the back of your neck. And then I want you to lift your pelvic floor and gently pull in your transversus, your TA. Your spine starts in neutral, so you've got that little curve in your lower back, and then your pelvis is going to move. You're going to imprint your spine, so you push your spine down gently, and then you're going to lift the bones off of your back one at a time. And you're going to breathe out as you articulate, and you're lifting up, and you're breathing out as you lift, pelvic floor, TA connected. So what we don't want is your knees swaying side to side. So you're balancing, imagine glasses of your favourite drink on your knees. Take a breath in at the top, and then breathe out slowly down. Keep your head facing up towards the ceiling. Breathe out, feel the bones dropping down through your upper back, into the middle of your back, all the way down into your lower back, into your tailbone, neutral. Breath in at the bottom. So today we're just going to add on one more thing. We're going to take a breath in at the bottom. We've got our pelvic floor lifted, we imprint the spine. We start to articulate, lifting up bone by bone by bone. Now, if you can, see if you can float both of your arms over and behind you. If that makes you start to sway a lot, you might have to bring your arms down. Otherwise, keep them there. Take a breath in, bring your arms back in. And then your spine down last. Breath out, slowly down. So imagine that you're on the beach and you're in the sand and you've got the imprint of your spine underneath you. And as we go down into those grooves in the sand, we're not moving a grain of sand either side. As you come down, take a full breath in, back to neutral, and then breathe out. Imprint the spine, keep your pelvic floor, your TA connected, lifting up into your ski slope position. So try not to hyperextend. Floating our arms over if we can still balance those glasses on our knees. Bring your arms in first. Breathe in. Breathe out. Gently down. Visualize the bones in your mind going into those grooves in the sand. Keeping your knees still. It's a hot day, so we want to make sure we can drink out of those glasses. We haven't lost a drop. Tailbone down. We'll do one more. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, imprint the spine, articulate, lifting the bones off one at a time, not in one big swoop today, lifting up. Option to float your arms over your head or keep them at your sides. Take a full breath in and then gently down. Make sure the back of your legs aren't gripping too much so you don't feel like you're cramping. You are working them, but not cramping. And then slowly down, tailbone, back into your neutral. And when you're down, gently hug your knees in towards you. And you can give yourself a bit of a stretch after you've done that. So put both feet back on the floor, lift your right leg. Cross your right leg over your left thigh. Both hands are holding now onto your left thigh. Pull your left thigh in towards you. You're going to feel that stretch on the outside of your right thigh. And then change, other side. So crossing this time. And then when you pull your right thigh in towards you, you'll feel that stretch on the left side. And then release. Okay, so we'll stay down on our backs for the moment and we're going to go into our single leg stretch. Now the single leg stretch is a strength movement. You will start from neutral, so you've got that little curve in your lower back. And option one, I want you to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, pull in the belt and then slide your right heel along the ground. Without moving your bowl of water, without changing your lower back, and then glide it back in. So let's breathe out as we stretch the heel along the ground. We're back on the beach again, so we're sliding the heel through sand, and then glide it back in, draw it back in for me, and keep your shoulders relaxed. So let's breathe out as we stretch, point your toes, lengthen that leg, take a breath in, and then breathe out, glide that heel back in. So you're alternating right and left, keeping your spine so still and stable as you point your toes, single leg stretching. To add on here, today we'll float the right leg off the floor, we'll have our shin parallel to the ceiling, knee is above your hip. If you can lift your head now, lift your head. Keep your shoulders down. Now stretch that leg, lengthen it, point your toes, bend the knee back in, float your leg back down, try the other side. Float the other leg off the ground, shin parallel to the ceiling, and then lengthen. So as you stretch your leg, you are not arching. You are not doming your abdominals. Now you can give yourself a bit of feedback. You can put one hand on your abdominals where that bowl of water is, the other hand underneath your natural curve that you have in your lower back. So as you stretch your leg, nothing's happening in your lower back. Nothing's happening with the hand. So think about your abdominals sinking down into your spine. As you breathe out and stretch, take a breath in and breathe out, bend that knee back in. Place your head back down if that's straining your neck. Take your arms out of your lower back and continue lengthening and stretching. So this is a strength movement. Also think about the stretch, you reaching your limbs away from the centre without changing the position of your spine. Try and do 2 more. So reaching and stretching away and into return. Breath out, place the foot back down. Other side. So we're going to stretch, breath out, take a breath in, breath out, bend that knee back in. Hug your knees in towards you, pull them in and gently roll side to side, release your neck. Put your feet back down, roll onto your side, so the side that you can see me, so lying down on your side, and then your bottom arm, just reach the bottom arm away, fold it if you need that support for your neck, otherwise the arm is extended and you're resting your head on that arm. Look down at your feet, bring your legs slightly forwards with your hips stacked. Your waist that's on the floor, pull it up and away. Have your hand on the ground to begin with. Now I want you to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, let's pull that belt in, not too much that you're bracing yourself, not too much you can't breathe, and then see if you can bring that bottom leg off the floor without rocking, without letting your hips drop back. Now when you're new to this, a lot of people feel it in the thigh, so I want you to lift that waist a bit more. Imagine that bottom leg being very light. And your top leg, lift it to the ceiling, breath out. Into return, hand is on the floor but not pushing into your hand. So your balance is coming from those abdominal muscles. So just visualize pulling into the next notch or 2 and see if you can take your hand that's in the floor, maybe into a fingertip, or now put it onto your top thigh, or take your arm over your head. So we'll just state those 3 options: hand on the floor, hand on your side, or over your head. Keeping your upper body still and stable. Top leg is light like a feather. Breathing in to return, 3 more. So keeping your shoulders down, breathing out, waist is lifted and in. Breathing out as you lift, into return. 1 more lift and lower. And just hold those legs in the balance. Bottom leg off the floor, lift it in the waist. And if you can, change your hand position. So if your hand's on the floor now, maybe make it 1 finger, or put it on your side, or over your head. So wherever you are holding your balance now, 2 more deep breaths into your back and sides. Keep pulling in the belt and out. 1 more breath in and out and relaxed. Okay, bend your knees in, give your legs a rub if they need that rub there. And then from here we're going to roll over onto our front and we're going to do our swimming prone. Okay, so all the way onto your front, roll over, lying down. Now, when you're lying down on your front, rest your head in your hands, and I want you to visualize underneath your abdominals lots of really ripe strawberries. So pull your abdominals off the floor, get that feeling of space. Your tailbone, if it's lifting up, tuck it down slightly. Put your legs together, and then from here, can you stretch your right leg towards the back of you, so back wall, and then float it back in, and then change to the other side. So we're making sure that we're not rocking side to side, and we've got that centre connected, so we stretch the leg away. So we're just going to do 2 options today. So first option is to stretch your leg, breath out, breathe in as you float it back in, Other side, keeping those strawberries whole underneath you. Now option 2, straighten your arms out in front of you. Your palms are facing inwards. Can you pull those shoulder blades back, please, so your shoulders aren't up by your ears? With those abdominals pulling away from the ground, float your right arm up a touch and then stretch the left leg away and then float it back in. Other side, breath out and in. Don't lift your leg too high, just stretch it away. Keeping your abdominals pulling up and away, breath out as you stretch, into return. So we're not rocking, it's like your hip bones are going downwards and we're breathing out, working the back slings of the body and in. Let's do 2 more. Breath out and stretch and in, 1 more and reaching and down. So make sure you finish off. You've done your left leg and you finish off on that left side, left leg, because you started on your right. And then from here, just push up onto your forearms. So coming into a Sphinx position. We're going to do leg pull prone now, sometimes called the plank in yoga, but in Pilates it sounds better, doesn't it? Leg pull prone. So shoulders down. Now, first option is where we're all at the moment. Our chest is lifted. We should have our abdominal muscles pulling in that belt. The tailbone, make sure it's not lifting up, it's going down, so you don't feel any pinching in your lower back, please. And if you want a bit more today, a bit more challenge, you'll lift your thighs so you're just on that soft part of your knees. Keep your shoulders down. Now wherever you are, whether you're down on your thighs, chest lifted, or up onto your soft part of your knees, can you try and hold it there for another 10 more seconds? Now keep breathing into your back and sides, breathing in and out, shoulders down. Hold it, so the longer you can hold, the more strength you're going to gain, and you'll build this up over the weeks, over the months, over the years. Last 5, 4, imagine there's a belt, pulling in a bit more, or a corset. I'm tying the laces up around your back a little bit tighter. 2, and 1, and rest. Bend your knees, sit back into your heels. Okay, put your forearms down on the floor and we'll do the moving cat. So go forwards, lift your head and chest, lift your tailbone. Tuck the tailbone under, sit back into your heels, keep this moving. Shoulders down, lift your head, lift your tailbone, coming up onto your hands. Looking up towards the wall where it might be the ceiling, and then round and tuck under and look towards your navel. Pull those abdominal muscles in, going back, down onto your forearms. Lifting your head, lifting your tailbone, tucking down, looking to your navel. As you come forwards, keep your shins down, please. Let's do a couple more. So that flexion in your spine, a nice release through your lower back. Lifting up, keeping the connection through your centre though. 1 more, keep pulling in the belt, lifting your pelvic floor. And then from here, what I want you to do now is bring your legs round to the front, so your legs are facing me to the front, and then still looking this way, take your legs the other way, so lying down on the other side of your body to do that side kick. So if you remember a minute ago, we did the leg lifting and lowering, so let's try it on this side. You look down and make sure you can see your feet when you look down, that your hips are stacked, one on top of the other, that your waist is lifted, you've got that sense of space underneath you. Fold your arm if you need a bit more support for your neck, please. And then let's have our hand down, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull that belt inside of you, float both legs off the floor, not too high, and then top leg only, lift it to the ceiling. As you breathe out, breath in to return. So while you're lifting and lowering your top leg that's really light, imagine I've got a piece of string on your ankle and I'm pulling it up to the ceiling. See if you can make the hand that's on the floor a fingertip, so you're not digging into the ground, that your balance is coming from those abdominals. Maybe take your hand off and put it onto your top thigh as you lift and lower. Keep your shoulder down. Or take your arm over your head as you breathe out and lift. In as you lower, keeping your hips stacked. Let's do another 4 more if you can. Breathing out to lift, in to lower. Lift that waist, take that pressure off that thigh. Freezing cold stream of water under your waist, keep it lifted. Last 2, breath out and in. 1 more lift, One more lower. Then you're going to keep your legs together in your balance if you can. And if your hand's on the floor now, maybe make it one finger, or put it onto your top thigh, or take it over your head. Wherever you are balancing, pull the belt into the next notch or two. Deep breath in, and out, and in, and out, and rest. Bend your knees in at the side, put your hand on the floor, and push up gently and slowly. Okay, so just finishing off there. Hope you enjoyed that session. That's just a start, a beginner session. I will do more for you. Also, let me know in the comments below you want some more intermediate, advanced sessions. I'm happy to do that for you. So, hope you're well, hope you've enjoyed that session, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.